Today I'm going to tell you about chapter first of class 9, matter in our surroundings. For that we must know what is matter. Matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. What do you think of matter? मैटर के बारे में आप क्या समझते हैं? क्या वो आपको केवल जीवित चीज़ों में ही दिखाई देता है? No, it can be dead or alive, both, in both forms. So matter it means it should occupy some space and must have mass. So whatever you see all around you see the objects, many objects you see, whatever you see, whether it is living or non-living, it can be matter. But the main special thing we have to know is it should occupy space and must have mass. Now I'm going to explain you with an example. You feel all around you air. Is it matter or not? What do you say? Yes or no? Does air occupy space and it has mass? Yes, it occupies space and it has mass too. So air is also matter. So it is a matter. And you have seen a small ant. छोटी सी चींटी आपने देखी है. So it also occupies some space and it also has mass. It might be negligible, but it has mass. So it is also matter. It means main quality what we have to see is it must occupy space and must have some mass, whether it is seen or not seen. Now, in our life or in our objects, whatever we see it in three forms: solid, liquid and gases. There are two or more forms, but they are of higher levels. We will not talk about them now. So three forms are, we all know: solid, liquids and gases. We have to now concentrate on the basic constituents of these three forms of matter. What is solid? How can we describe a solid? What do you think about a solid? And we have to concentrate on two main features for all the three forms of matter. Suppose we want to learn about solid. In solid, we have to see the arrangement of particles. Two things we have to specially check: how the particles are arranged, particles कैसे arranged हैं, और उनके बीच का space. And these two terms are known as first term we are talking about कैसे arrangement है particles का, means intermolecular and space between them. These two things we have to discuss right now. So first we will talk about the arrangement of particles. So in solid, the molecules or atoms or particles are very closely or tightly packed, right? So this is solid. And if we talk about the space between them, this space is known as intermolecular space. So if we see these two things of any solid, intermolecular space, that will be nil. इनके बीच में space बिल्कुल नहीं होगा, वो बिल्कुल closely packed है. No intermolecular space between the particles, या nil. Intermolecular space is nil. And second thing is they are closely or tightly packed. So it means it provides a rigidity to the solid. Therefore, the basic character for solid is rigidity. That's why we say, exact definition we all know of solid: it has fixed boundary, rigidity, they are rigid, they can't be compressed. So every question can be solved from these properties. Means there is no gap between the molecules of particles, so you cannot compress them. So that's why it is said solids can't be compressed, and they have fixed boundary, and they have definite shape and definite volume. So these two characters can be defined by these two parameters. Similarly, we can talk for liquid and gases. Now we move on to liquids. How do you see the particles arranged in any liquid? Means there is some gap between the particles. So means there is some gap in relation to solid. If you compare it with the solid, there is some particles between the molecules or atoms, you can say, or particles. There is some gap. This gap is more than solids. Solid से कुछ ज़्यादा gap है. So if you talk about liquid, what is the main characteristic or feature for liquids? They can flow very easily. Fluidity is their basic character. They can flow. So why do they flow? Because the particles have some space between them. Some intermolecular space is present between the particles, and they are somewhat loosely packed in comparison to the solids. So they flow or they are slippery. This provides the character to them, that is fluidity. Now if we or we can see the more other characteristics for liquids in this regard. They have, what do you say about the you can say volume? What is the shape and volume of, how do you analyze the shape and volume of any liquid? Shape is not fixed. If you put it in any container, suppose you take one glass of water, if you put it in a glass, it will take the shape of the glass. Same volume, same measured water, if you pour it in another tumbler or any jug or whatever it is, it will take the shape of that jug. Volume is same, but now the shape is different. It means, what does it mean? It means volume has indefinite shape. They take the shape of the container, and what is fixed? Volume is fixed. Okay, 3 characters are now defined here. First one is shape and volume and fluidity, and we can talk about intermolecular forces and force of attraction between the particles also as compared to solid. Now if we talk about intermolecular forces, intermolecular force of attraction is less than solid, because solid में तो बहुत पास particles थे, उनमें तो force of attraction बहुत ज़्यादा था. इनमें force of attraction between the particles थोड़ा कम होगा and space थोड़ा ज़्यादा होगा. So these are the characters. Now we move on to gases. Major जो character है gases का, that is they are highly compressible. Because what is the reason behind their compressibility? Now you can check it out or say something. Yes, they are free to move anywhere randomly. कहीं भी वो move कर सकते हैं. They don't have any fixed boundary. उनके लिए कोई boundary, कोई रुकावट नहीं है. So intermolecular force of attraction is very less or nil. And what do you say about the space? And space is very large. So that's why they are highly compressible, because there is space between the molecules, so you can compress them. So compressibility is the main feature of gases. So on this basis we have analyzed some particular features of these 3 forms of matter. For more things I will make another video. Thank you if you watch it and learn something. Have a good day.